Hey mathematicians, let's do your homework so we can enjoy a 3-day weekend. Alright, so we have Jimena's horse that runs 4,250 meters around a track. A track is like a loop that you can run around. How many kilometers? Okay, so I saw meters and now it's asking about kilometers. So that means I need to change them. I'm going to make a ratio table that goes between meters and kilometers, which can be abbreviated as km. You need a copy of your star chart to look up your conversion. And when you have your star chart, I have mine. When you have your star chart, you can look it up. I gave these out in class after school. Some people took pictures of them, but if you, for some reason, do not have access to one at home, then all you have to do is Google 6th grade math star reference sheet or star chart, and it'll come up. Okay, so looking at this, I can see that 1 kilometer is 1,000 meters. So I'm going to create that. That comes only from my star chart. I'm not including this number in the first section of my conversion. Now that I have a completed ratio from my star chart, I can use the numbers that were in the problem. 4,250 meters, so that's going to go on the same level as meters. And now I need to look for a relationship, either a side-to-side relationship between 1,000 and 4,250, or an up and down relationship between 1,000 and 1. I see that relationship. I know that if I divide a number by itself, that equals 1, so I'm going to divide by 1,000, which means that we are also dividing this number by 1,000. So 4,250, that makes 4 1,000s and a 25th of a 1,000. So I really just moved my decimal 3 spaces because I'm dividing by 1,000, which covers 3 place values. So my final answer is 4 2,500 kilometers. That's how far the horse ran. Next problem. Chris had to create his own country for public health class. He decided to make a country that was 2,200 square miles. That's an area. His country will have a population, that means how many people will be in it, a population of 55,000 people. Which rate? Ooh, rate is a key word that tells me we are dividing. Will best represent the relationship between, this order matters, the population and the area. So population is coming first, and we're dividing it by the area number. So when I divide that, I get an answer of 25. So it's not A, it's not B. You need to decide, is it 25 people per square mile or 25 square miles per person? Remember that the order of your problem is also the order of your units. So attach some units to this division problem to figure out which one it is. Brianna's new puppy weighs 24 ounces. How many pounds does he weigh? I don't know what ounces are to pounds, so I am going to look at my magical reference sheet, which, by the way, if we're taking it online, is the circle button at the top in the middle of your screen. All right, so looking at my handy-dandy reference sheet, I'm going to create a ratio between ounces and pounds. Pounds, weirdly, is not abbreviated with a P. It's abbreviated with an L and a B and an S because pounds in Spanish is libras, so that's where we get our abbreviation from. And as we talked about in class today, there are 2 different types of ounces. There are types of fluid ounces that measure liquids, and there are types of ounces that measure weight. Since we're talking about a weight, we are going to look at that conversion that says 1 pound is 16 ounces. That's from my star chart. I've completed that ratio. Now I'm allowed to use the 24, and it goes on the level that has ounces. Do you see a relationship between 16 and 24? Maybe you do, maybe you don't. Do you see a relationship between 16 and 1? For me, that one's easier to see. I'm going to divide by 16. So we are writing 24 divided by 16. which if you don't know it off the top of your head, maybe we're coming off to the side and saying 16 does not go into 2, does go into 24 one time. So immediately I'm either going to be picking between C or not here because 2 and 3 do not count. They don't start with 1. 1 times 16 is 16. We're going to subtract. I'm going to have to regroup. That will give me a remainder of 8. I can add a decimal, raise it to the roof, add a 0, bring it down. Thinking about how many times 16 goes into 80, here's the strategy. If you do not want to sit there and list your 16's times tables, it's either going to be 5 times or it's not. And either way, if you try 16 times 5, you're either going to prove that C is the answer or prove that it's not, and therefore D must be the answer. So figure it out if it's C or D. On the back, we have a fashion designer. Amarie is a fashion designer, and she can design 2 amazing outfits in about 7 days. It takes a lot of work. So those are our 2 numbers. They're in the same sentence, so they're a ratio together, which means that our 2 units are amazing outfits and days. Before I even read the rest of the problem, I'm going to set up my table and days. Before I even read the rest of the problem, I can put in the ratio from that sentence. Now you can include the next number in the next sentence. Make sure that you match it appropriately and look for a relationship. Last one. Sebastian mixed 2 cups of red paint with 7 cups of blue paint. I'm going to stop reading right there. That's a ratio. I'm going to make a little table. Red paint and blue paint. 2 cups red, 7 cups blue. Now I'll keep reading because I don't want to forget what I'm supposed to do. I'm going to try and stay organized. He mixed the paints to make his favorite shade of purple because red and blue make purple. Which ratio of red to blue paint will make the same shade of purple, red to blue? That means that these numbers are red and these numbers are blue. So you are looking for an equivalent ratio that has the same scale factor. I know that 2 times 2 makes 4, but does 7 times 2 make 49? That's how you're deciding. And that's the last one, so enjoy your 3-day weekend.